Hello, welcome to the JunkYard Rat Show. I'm JunkYard Rat. We're live from San Francisco. It's dead out here. And we got Alex for my guest today. How you doing, Alex?
Pretty good, yeah. I'm doing pretty well.
Alex on camera.
Alex on camera, that's your Instagram.
Yeah, I'm on camera, but at the same time, I'm hella nervous being on camera. Like, when your audio engineer said, like, oh, yeah, you should totally be on this podcast, I was like, oh, shoot, I'm going to be on camera.
Yeah.
And I freaked the fuck out. So before I got here, I ran to Walgreens and I bought a lip gloss and like brow gel. I'm just like, I need to fix this. I need to just not look like shit. And then I come here and they're like, oh, this is chill.
Oh, yeah. No, but you look great. Thank you for joining us.
What flavor lip gloss did you got?
Just, there wasn't a flavor.
There's
no flavor?
Yeah.
They got different flavor lip gloss. Oh, no, that's chapstick. Lip gloss.
But they got lip gloss that's different flavors. That used to be a thing. Okay, I'm old.
Yeah.
We know I'm old, right? And so
how old are
that
you?
was the thing for girls to do. Like, the big thing was like bubblegum flavored lip gloss. Because then you would want to kiss the girl.
Oh.
So it's not just for them. It's for whoever you kiss.
You're not going to kiss anybody, are you, Paul?
No,
okay.
Don't look into my eyes. My eyes are up here, by the way.
I
Just want to let you know.
I was a loser in high school, so I didn't really pay attention to that.
I can't imagine you were a loser in high. Were you really a loser? Or?
Yeah, I was one of those people that focused like way too much on like AP art history or some shit like that.
I was a loser in high school, but like I wasn't really a loser, but I had bad grades. So, but back then when I was in high school, there was no Facebook, so you could be a loser and nobody's gonna bully you. These days you can't.
No, I was a loser like with social media, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But you got good grades, right? I mean.
No, like I tried really hard and I still didn't have good grades.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was one of those Asians. Like, I tried really hard, and I still got nowhere. So, it's okay, though.
So you go to UC Riverside, right? Like,
yeah.
You got a double major of political science and acting and theater?
Yeah. I'm on the acting track, and I'm also a political science major. Don't ask me how those two connect, because I'm still trying to figure that shit out.
Well, of course they connect. Just look at our governor. He looks like an actor, doesn't he? Gavin Newsom's not a politician. He looks like he's a TV guy or something. I think these days those two work really well together. You got to be in politics. You got to be able to act. So, do you want to like be elected, or do you want to? But you're making movies, right? You want to get into the horror business, or?
Yeah. So it was weird. I started off wanting to be a lawyer, and then at some point, while I was studying, I just realized that it wasn't for me. Not that there's anything wrong with people who love politics or studying the science of politics, but I realized that I love killing men on camera.
Well, Paul wants to get killed by you, so
I have plenty of requests to be killed. Not necessarily on film, but yeah, that would probably satisfy some people.
How would you kill Paul and I? If you had to decide, how would you kill us off? Like, if we were in your movie, how would you kill us?
I honestly don't know, but I imagine myself like wearing your ex-girlfriend's skin and just going like, ah!
Which one?
Yeah, exactly. Because some of them, I don't know.
The hottest one.
The hottest one. Okay, good. Gotcha.
So
that's not creepy at all to be down in a basement. Usually it's people are creeped out when they come down to our basement. Now I'm creeped out that this person's in our basement. And so
that's like my kind of line. Like if a guy is trying to be scary and all that intimidating, I just go, I do horror movies.
Oh, is that the pickup line or the I'm gonna get rid of this person line more than one way?
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
Do you do the escape rooms, or you like going to the escape rooms, or?
No, I usually just kind of talk about it. It's all in my head. Like I kind of create these like weird scenarios. Like for one of my bits, I talk about stalking my situationship's ex-girlfriend, and I made up like a bunch of shit about like finding her grandma in a nursing home and then asking her if she was pro-China or not, and then getting like detained by the cops, just like random shit like that. Like my mind just will just spiral, and I could just make these like random scenarios. And guys will like literally ask me like after like mics and all, and just say, hey, did that really happen? And I just go, no. And it's because I lose myself whenever I'm doing stand-up or like anything with comedy.
But you said you're going to accuse her of being pro-China or something? Is that like how you're going to get people? Oh, that guy's pro-China! Kill him!
Honestly, that whole line, like I just kind of made it up because I'm a political science major, so I like study like people's political views and like all of that. So I thought like maybe I could just add something about having like asking her if she's pro-China or not, because it's so random, but it's just something that like my political science brain just kind of turns on.
I'm pro-China because I can't afford anything that doesn't come out of China. All my clothes I figure is Chinese. Like I think everything I'm wearing is probably made in China. So I'm not at the pro-American. I don't make money to be pro-American clothing yet. But some people are really anti-China. They're like really, but to me it's like I don't know. It's not a big. Have you been in Asia or?
Like once for like a family trip, but I mostly consider myself an American bitch. Like that's like if like I literally been asked like when like people just like random people ask me like, are you Chinese or Japanese? And my response is California. Not even like I'm California, just California. Like I just blank and say I'm California.
It's true.
Do a lot of people ask you where you're from?
Yeah.
People think I'm white, so especially black people. I'm upset because I'm Latino. I never understood why black people can't see the fact that I'm Latino. Like I don't like white people either. God damn it! You know?
Oh my god! I actually assumed you were.
I'm from South. I was born in.
I knew it. You're taking all the good podcasting jobs, by the way. I just want to let you know.
I was born in Chile. I was born in South America. My first language was Spanish. I came here at 7 years old. But yeah, you know, it kind of there are times where Americans who've never been out of the country think that they're Latino, and I'm not. But it's like I am still, even though my relatives got on some European boats and came to South America because they were lazy. Because back then, if you wanted to come to America, it would take you like a couple months. But if you want to get off the ship in Chile, it would take you like a month. So I just figure my relatives said that they probably saw a bunch of weed and just got off, you know. So you like Riverside or?
Yeah, it's nice. It's I mostly stay on campus and just do like my films and stuff like that. I've been in a couple of short films, and I've recently got cast in a feature film. I had like 4 lines.
What feature film did you cast in?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but it is like a kind of like a dark comedy drama situation.
Are you SAG or?
I have like 4 lines. Like I show up. I don't even know. You don't even get to like know that much, but that's okay. You know, I show up. I'm cool, and I got out of there. But like I was so grateful for the opportunity. It's by an amazing MFA writer called Callie Veach. She's amazing, and I was so happy to be in her short film, or in her feature. Why did I say short film?
I was done already, or was it?
They're still filming it, I think, right now. And I was in another short film. That one, I was a sexy unicorn. That one is like.
You were awesome. A sexy unicorn.
I was a sexy unicorn.
Were you like you had the unicorn?
Yeah, I had like a unicorn like mask, and I wore like very revealing clothing. So I was like a burlesque dancer without a face.
Do you got your costume for Pride? I bet you should show up as a sexy unicorn for Pride this weekend. Are you headed for Pride on Sunday? Are you going or?
I'll see about it, but I usually just dwell in my basement.
What do you go to LA? Do you do comedy in LA or?
No, I've been like staying here, staying in like the IE, yeah, and.
The Inland Empire, isn't it?
Yeah, the Inland Empire. But I love being back like here in San Francisco, because like the comedy scene here is like huge. And I have more time. Like that's the thing. Like whenever I'm in college, like I'm in college. Like I am nonstop stressing. I am doing 2 majors at the same time.
You're taking college seriously. That's what you're saying. Like you're actually studying, unlike some people.
I'm actually a college student, but I don't really like to bring it up whenever I'm like doing comedy. Like I feel like I have a persona, in a sense. Like I am a serial killer. At heart. That sounds so weird to say. Oh my god, that sounds like a red flag.
I have a serial killer joke. I saw a list of the serial killers, their signs, and I'm a Taurus, and you know there's never been a Taurus serial killer, right?
No way.
But then I remember that actually Hitler was born on 4/20, which is the first day of a Taurus. So Hitler's a Taurus.
Yeah.
And like, why wasn't he on the list? And I think it turns out that it's just too hard to keep track of foreign serial killers. So the list only included, but it was kind of weird, yeah, that there's never. And then I asked the audience if there's any volunteers who want to help me become the first tourist serial killer. I've never had one audience member. I even did it in Vegas. I'm like, there's got to be in here who lost a lot of money. I said, fuck it, I don't want to go back to my wife and kids.
No,
kill me.
Okay, so it's weird. My friend brought up, like, she's so obsessed with, like, astrology and, like, star signs and shit like that. So she said, like, oh, like, I know why you're trying to pursue a career in comedy. It's because of your star sign. So then I just thought, are all of the non-Taurus comedians just doing comedy because
I don't know. What is your sign? What?
I don't fucking know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
You just don't want to tell people what your sign is. Like.
I mean, I do. Like, I know I have the same star sign as Hitler.
Oh, so you are a Taurus.
I try not to bring it up because then they're like, "Oh my god!" Like,
is your birthday in May or is it April?
It's April.
Oh yeah, mine's in May. Mine's May 7th. So.
Are you a Taurus?
Yeah, I'm a Taurus.
Oh my god, we share the same star sign as Hitler.
Isn't that crazy?
That's great.
Isn't that crazy? Like, yeah. on 4/20, like, people get excited. It's crazy. So what are your plans after you graduate? Are you moving out here, or are you going to LA? Or?
I don't even know. I feel like I'm just kind of going with the flow with my life.
Are you trying to graduate with 2 majors, or are you're trying to figure out which one you like, or are you trying to?
No, I do plan to pursue a career in acting, and hopefully eventually move to LA. But
yeah, because I wanted to be a lawyer when I was a kid until I realized lawyers really don't see courtrooms. They're sitting there with a bunch of books.
They're just like typing their shit, and that's actually the reason why I didn't want to pursue a career in politics, because when I was in college and just writing a lot of these political papers and doing research on world government and the world, I realized that this is just what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. I'm just writing, like forever, and I rather write something that I know I'm passionate about.
So the political science, that's just to like keep your parents happy. Is that you just don't? You know, you don't want to like. What if you told them? Would they be upset if you told them, "Hey, I just want to go into acting. I hate."
Honestly, they don't know, so I haven't had that conversation with them.
That is, yeah.
In fact, if they watched it, they'll be like, "Oh my God, is
Yeah.
Alex trying to pursue a career in acting and like stand up?" Like,
Yeah.
like if they watch this shit right now, that would be their first time like being aware of this.
I'm fascinated because I can't hide anything from my mom. My mom will stalk the shit out of me. Like, there's no secrets. Like my mom would know. I don't know how you could. I don't know how you can keep any secrets from your parents.
I don't know how.
Especially with the internet. Your parents are internet savvy or like.
Well, my parents are Asian, so they're kind of in their own bubble. Like they don't really go around. I don't know if this is like an Asian thing, but like I don't know. We don't.
You got siblings or?
Yeah, I have like one sibling, but I usually don't like bring up like family stuff too.
So what open mics? What open mics are you hitting up these days?
Yeah, I've been in Edinburgh Castle, that one.
Oh yeah, the Edinburgh, yeah.
I went to Mad Dog yesterday.
How did that go?
That one went pretty well. Like I said, I allowed my deranged serial killer voice to just kind of let loose. Yeah, no, I sound so weird like every time.
So is somebody calling you? Or?
I don't know.
It's not
I think that's somebody else.
I think they're calling Paul. Who the hell?
Oh my God, we got a phone call on a podcast. That's amazing.
Who's calling in?
Dog, I don't.
Where the hell is Paul? Where's my producer? Where's my?
Our producer left.
Somebody's calling Paul. Somebody's calling.
I hear it.
Somebody wants to talk to us.
Oh my God, I feel
Where is that coming from? Oh, it's on there.
Yeah.
Who's
that's
Oh
calling?
my
so
gosh,
cool.
sorry guys.
Who's calling up?
No, it's not. Sorry.
Oh, that's
I was like, I heard it on the. I'm out there watching it on TV, and all of a sudden, sorry about that, guys.
So is there a lot of TVs at the Mad Dog, or?
Oh yeah, like I went there, I got so confused. Like I was like, oh my God, this whole crowd is for stand up. This is amazing.
Yeah.
And then they were looking at the TV, and I was like, oh, never mind. And then I went into like this, kind of like empty room, and there was like no one there, and I was like, oh, this is more like it,
How did you get started? Did you take a class, or?
No, there was a club at UCR called Comedy Closet. A shout out to Comedy Closet at UCR. They had an open mic that was like available at one point, and I was like with this guy, and he was a political science major as well, and he had like the intention of showing up to the open mic to see other people bomb.
Oh yeah.
Which, like, kind of a shitty thing to do. Like, like just to go to an open mic and see these up-and-coming comedians and just, like, yeah, I want to see these people bomb. Like, that's entertainment for me. And I was like, that's so weird. Like, what the fuck? And then...
What kind of friend is that?
Yeah, I know.
What kind of friends you got, They should be all excited,
Yeah.
Like, comedy's fun.
I know. And then I went in and I saw this art form that I wasn't really familiar with. And I was not introduced to comedy growing up. Like I didn't like live. Like I wasn't like aware of like.
Well,
stand-up
here, let's take that moment now. Alex, this is comedy. Comedy, this is Alex. I thought you two should meet. Now be safe. Wear a condom.
That is true.
Sorry.
That is true.
I just wanted to make sure you didn't go another day without that introduction.
Yeah.
But be safe, young lady.
That is true. I did Kel's on Friday in North Beach. I do it every Friday, and one of the comedians like sent out a text like, I got COVID.
Oh no.
And he's like the door guy. He's the one that handles all the IDs and stuff.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
always takes mine and licks it. I don't know why, but he licks the ID.
He's tall. He's like 6'5". One time, like I don't know. You haven't been at Kel's. There's only one bathroom downstairs. It's like in the basement. And one guy was walking down to go to the bathroom, and he has a joke about Modesto, about Scott Peterson, who was a serial killer actually from Modesto.
Which
And
is
the
funny
guy,
because I have a joke
yeah,
about Scott
and the guy
Peterson.
walking by said, "I'm from Modesto." I swear to God, this guy ran after him to the bathroom. But it was a joke. But he's like 6'5", so we're like, "Oh damn! I hope this guy doesn't try and kick his ass." Like, but he's still the door guy. So yeah, you gotta have protection because people got COVID, especially in San Francisco. You gotta be really protected out here and stuff. There's a lot of crazy shit out here. So how many do you do, like a bunch of open mics a week or?
Yeah, when I got back, I just went like I have to be consistent and just go to open mics after open mics after open mics. I don't really care like I was nervous about the reaction and all of that, but and also I didn't know anyone. Like I don't know anyone.
Yeah. Isn't that better though to not know anyone at an open mic, like?
Yeah.
Because later on people do want to see you bomb, especially the other comedians are like, "I hope you bomb."
I mean, I haven't gotten like that reaction so far, or at least haven't felt that vibe. Everyone has always been very supportive and encouraging, but I think it's because like I've been here for like a week, so I don't think.
Oh, you only been here? Oh yeah, because it's just June. So
Oh yeah, they love you now.
Yeah.
Wait till next week.
the classes just ended, didn't he?
I've been here for a
No
week.
wonder she's on this show.
Ah. So you just met Colin, or did he know Colin before? or-
Well, I was here for spring break, so the quarter just ended for me. Like at one point, I went back here to visit family, and I just like attended like an open mic with some people.
What kind of loser? You should be in Cancun for spring break. What kind of loser comes out here for spring break?
Yeah, Tom
To be like,
Cruise.
I
hey,
know.
auntie, like what's up?
Or is it where is it they go to spring? It's not.
No, it's Fort Lauderdale, right? Florida.
No, they
Yeah.
they go to Mexico.
Oh, you mean in Cancun?
They go to Mexico
Oh,
too.
yeah.
But I came back here and be like, hey fam, what's up?
Yeah.
So this is it. This is your holiday.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
just like seeing family and being like, what is up? You're my family, but also my landlord.
That's right.
It's weird when like your family is also your landlord.
Yeah, I know. Mom, you're not just my mom. You're my landlord.
Well, it's not a landlord unless you're paying rent. Is she forcing you to pay me? Does she make you pay for spring break? Like, you here for a week, you got to give us some money.
That's nice.
It's one of those like you can stay here, but after you graduate, you have to start paying up.
Are your
girl.
parents paying for your college, or you got scholarships? Or?
I got like some scholarships. I have like some grants, but I've like working as well.
Is Riverside your first choice? Is that where you wanted to go? Or?
No, I wanted to go to UCLA because I heard about the arts program there, but I was too stupid. So
You're too stupid, yeah.
too stupid.
San Francisco State's got a big ass film department too.
Too stupid. I like tell people this and they're surprised. Like I felt like I barely graduated high school.
I barely graduated from high school.
I
barely
breathed from my
grad-
palms.
I barely
All my
graduated.
teachers needed that extra money.
No, like I remember like my creative writing teacher in high school was like, "You're gonna graduate. That's amazing." I was like, "I know, I'm gonna graduate."
My English teacher failed me. I had to go to summer school, and somebody told me, "Watch out." She failed some Latino guy the year before, and I kept wondering, did some Latino guy break her heart? Like, why is she failing us? But I had a good time in summer school. Like, it was the first time I actually realized that I went to a really good high school. And I belonged with a bunch of losers, I could have
Yeah.
been valedictorian. I should have been in the bad high school. I was in the good high school.
No, I went to like a good high school, but I kept on like failing some classes. So I went to summer school at one point.
Yeah.
For like this class I failed, and I remember I felt like I just belonged there because like at that point I I didn't feel like I was
Yeah.
stupid, you know.
So do you think Riverside is easier than high schools? Some high schools are really hard. You get to
Yeah.
college, you're like,
And
this
I
is
go to
like,
college, I'm like, this is so much easy. Like I don't have to like show up every day, you know. I don't have to like get out of bed. I could just be like, hop on that Zoom call, bitch, you know.
Have you taken improv classes or have you done improv or?
Yeah. So I I signed up for this class called hip hop theater, which sounded like a class for theater kids to be introduced to the world of hip hop,
Yeah.
instead of like the other way around. And I told the professor because I wanted the excuse to practice my stand up and comedy. And for the last like the presentation, which was like their final, I was like, hey, can I, do a set? You know, I could do like the most chill audition ever. And he was like, yeah, sure, go ahead. Like, I could give you 5 minutes. And I used that 5 minutes to confess my feelings for a man that wasn't in the room.
Uh, with a Tupac. I'm in love with Tupac.
Yeah, I was gonna say Diddy.
What
Diddy?
what is hip hop theater? What kind of things do they teach you in hip hop theater?
They like taught us the origin of like hip hop and like the kind of founders. We like learned a little bit about Grandmaster and Flash.
Yeah, the
Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five.
KRS One. Or...
Yeah, I learned a lot and or like I brought up like my love for this like song by Tupac.
Which
And then
one?
like
Which song?
I forgot.
With the California
That
Dream.
must
Can
be
You
a
Get
love,
Away?
I'm telling
Yeah.
you.
I think it's Can You Get Away, that one.
Can you get away?
Yeah. And like I don't know, the TA for that class like read some of my work and I'm just like I think you have issues, girl. I assume I think she assumed like you have issues, girl, because like you just like really like this guy. And like I talked about it and was like, oh, this song reminds me of like this guy that I'm really into. And then like for like my final, it was a 5 minute comedy set, but it was almost like the comedy version of like a really shitty Taylor Swift song. Like and I just like confessed it like my heart out. I'm like, yeah, I really like this guy and he's a 5 and he ain't all there, but I'm into him. So like I made it funny.
Was he in one of your classes? Or?
No, it was just a guy I met like in the industry, like in showbiz.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is he a comedian or what does he do?
No, he's a filmmaker. Yeah, he like actually got me into like kind of the world of like acting on camera. And I did know I was gonna like have these feelings. I didn't know that like with writing comedy that I would talk about my life in that way and talk about the people that I have such an emotional attachment to, especially like the men in my life.
Did you tell them? Or...
Yeah, no, I
Are you
tell
dating him? Or...
no, that's a whole ass story. But like I tell everyone like ahead of time whenever I'm writing about them or I'm bringing up like their personal life or like their ex-girlfriends and how jealous I am of
You wrote
them.
a rap song about him or something. Can you rap?
Dude, I'm not that cool. No,
Can you rap? Let me hear you rap.
No, I can't.
I bet you can rap. You took a rap hip hop class. I bet you can rap.
No, for that class it was like we learned like beatboxing, we learned like breakdancing.
Can you beatbox? Or...
No, I mostly just found an excuse to not do it because I know that like if I were to do anything like spoken like poetry or anything like that, I would sound like a dork, and I wanted to find like any possible way to not make myself look like a loser.
I mean,
So
it's comedy. I mean,
So yeah, I brought up comedy. Like I persuaded the professor. I'm like, hey, can I just do comedy and do all that stuff? And surprisingly, he agreed.
yeah.
Which is like so weird. But that's just like artsy professor for you, like just
Yeah.
like professors who like teach theater and stuff like that.
Do you like your professors or do you?
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Are they like in their 30s? What are your age of your professors?
They're like dude, I don't even ask them about their age. Like, I don't even know. So I'm assuming.
Are
in their
they
40s.
people who like wanted to be in Hollywood, or what kind of people end up being professors at Riverside?
I just think it's people who really love to teach, and people who have a really passion for the humanities, or at least like where I'm at, because like I don't really fuck with like the STEM professors, or at least like the STEM departments. Like it's not like anything about them. It's just like I'm not in those classes.
What is this STEM? I'm 52. You gotta you gotta tell us what.
It's
I don't
science,
know what.
technology,
Oh, okay.
engineering, math.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm usually hanging around like a lot of the humanities people. So a lot of the professors there, like they kind of feel this need to pass down knowledge to young people and also like inspire them to be creative. I remember well, actually I'm taking his class next quarter, but there's a professor I know who he was one of the first guys I've told and said, "Hey, I want to do stand up." And he actually encouraged me. It was like, you have to keep showing up. You have to keep going back
Yeah.
there, even if you bomb, and get your tight 10. And I was like, I know, but it's just really hard, and I don't know what to do. And I told him, I was like, is it okay if I like add some like blue stuff, you know? And he was like, because like I was still trying to like learn and find my
Yeah.
voice, and he was like, you need to tone it down with the blue stuff. And, like you just need to tone it down.
It is a college, so.
Yeah, and he was like, less is more. And I was like, oh, okay. Turns out I'm doing every single night is a blue night for me.
Yeah.
So sorry, Professor Buckley.
So you did open mics every night?
I
you're
try
here?
to be I try to be consistent with it. Yeah.
So are you going to an open mic tonight, or
Yeah, I'm actually going to is today Monday?
today's Monday?
Today is Monday, dude.
Are you on bacon, or are you on bacon, or do you know what bacon is? The
Yeah,
Bay Area Comedy Network, or
Yeah, dude, I didn't know why I had to download Facebook and get all of
Yeah.
that. I was so confused. So when people were like, "Oh, you need to get Facebook and get into this like thing," and I was
bacon? Yeah.
I was like, "What?"
I
is
got
that?
banned from bacon like 7 years ago.
No way, really?
Yeah, the guy threw me out. He wasn't even running it, but yeah. Yeah.
Did you like say a racial slur?
I don't even remember what it was, but I don't know. Back then, this was before. Yeah, I might have said something stupid. Like, I do say stupid things once in a while. You know,
Yeah.
people have not forgiven me for some of my stuff that I said. Yeah, you know, things slip out. You know, I don't know. It's all crazy.
You know, like things slip out for me like all the time. Like whenever I'm doing stand up, and I kind of like I said, when I lose myself in those moments and my emotions are so heightened, and it connects with my acting background as well.
Do you get nervous when you hit the stage? Or?
Yeah, sometimes, but most of the time I kind of treat it like it's musical theater almost. I was a theater kid growing up, and I started with acting. So, and like I said, I
Can you
kind
sing?
of
Or
transfer that.
can you sing at all? Or?
I could sing some, yeah, but like not a lot now, because I've been doing so much with comedy and acting on camera. I kind of just abandoned my theater background a little bit.
Do you want to direct? Or?
Um, like maybe at some point, yeah. Right now, I'm still trying to figure out how to produce. Um, it's a low ass indie budget, horror flick, but I'm struggling.
Are you
Like,
like-
I'm struggling right now.
Are you like Dawson walking around with a video camera everywhere you go?
No, I'm
Like
just
Dawson Straight, the guy. He would always walk around with video cameras everywhere.
no. I'm trying to like gather people around. That's kind of like what producers do. It's like they try to
Yeah.
find the people who you see their talent and you want to bring them
Yeah.
to work on this project. And I'm struggling because like with this concept on this short film, I created it, but I'm not the one writing it. So when we're trying to like find out ways to make the script work, and I'm trying to get feedback, I get really nervous in asking these like professional writers, like, hey, like what's like the deal? Like, is it good? Is it not good? And it's sort of like sending your kindergarten doodle to your mom who's really mean and strict and be like, hey mom, aren't you proud of me? But for this situation, it's sending somebody else's kindergarten doodle to your mom and asking her if it's good. So I'm just kind of struggling with that, and like, yeah, no, like being a producer is really, um, it's kind of different than acting. Well, it's
Oh
very
yeah,
different from
because you
acting.
got to get everybody together. You got to
Yeah.
come up with the money. You got to figure out where everything is being filmed at,
Yeah, and that's what
the
I'm trying to
locations.
figure
Yeah,
out. Yeah.
you got to come up with the shooting schedule. Who's gonna shoot it? Yeah.
Yeah, and this is my first time producing, so I told everyone along the way, like, I'm learning as I go, dog. I don't know what I'm doing.
So, what are your favorite horror films? What?
Um, Definitely Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original one. I love the movie Perfect Blue by Satoshi Kon. Um, I've been recently been getting into a lot of like art house horror movies. Like, I love the X trilogy. I'm waiting for Maxine to come out.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Maxine.
Maxine.
When is Maxine? Maxine's a couple weeks away.
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
so excited. I'm assuming I'm gonna like get high on that
I
shit
heard.
and watch it.
I know a couple of people were really upset with the last, not the first movie because they made three of them. And I have friends in the porn industry. They weren't happy that they were killing porn stars. They're like, "What kind
Yeah.
of message are you trying to send? It's okay to kill porn stars." I don't think that's. I don't think the movie was trying to say it's okay to kill porn stars.
No, I don't think it's really about that. I think the killing was more like. What? By the way, are we allowed to spoil shit?
Oh yeah, say whatever you want.
I don't know. I've never done this. I don't know what I'm doing.
Say what you want, Maxine. Have you seen the Maxine yet? I mean, but
Um,
there was the first one called X, and then there was
Second one,
the
Pearl.
second one. Yeah, Pearl. Pearl was really good too. I really like
Pearl's really
Pearl.
good.
I really like Pearl and stuff.
Yeah, I ended things with the guy who said that Pearl wasn't good, and I was
Yeah.
like, because you said that, I'm done.
You know what? It surprised me about Pearl is that they were actually wearing masks like we did during COVID.
Hmm.
I guess in the early yeah during that time there was some kind of I think it was some kind of
I think it was the Spanish flu.
yeah there was some kind of flu going around during
Yeah.
the war. So I was fascinated with that. But yeah, it was funny that that woman played like two characters. She played the
Yeah, Mia
grandma.
Goth.
Yeah.
Yeah. I low-key have like a jealousy boner for Mia Goth, but it's like a good jealousy boner.
Yeah. Mia God, she was like, is she married to that one guy?
Shia LaBeouf.
Oh yeah, that guy's kind of nuts. Like that's the only thing that surprised me about Mia God. I'm like,
I'm
you
like, yeah,
actually
like
married this
you're
guy?
like, damn, you got everything, girl. Like, really?
Yeah. I'm like, why marry this fool? Like,
Yeah, I know. I was like, you could have anyone. Like, you could have me.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, don't do me, Mia Goth. Um,
Yeah, she's a pretty good actress and stuff. Like, yeah, I think that movie comes out in a couple of weeks and stuff. Yeah, but I was like, I remember watching that in the theater. People were like, I don't like that movie. I'm like, yeah, they don't like you and stuff. So, what the? Do you go to the movies a lot or?
it's weird. I don't really go to the movies. I should though, but like I usually just watch movies from the comfort of my own home. Um, yeah, and like I've been getting into like a lot of TV shows recently, like especially like stuff that got canceled, like DOA.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like it's a show that's so weird, and like Britt Marling's amazing. She's the screenwriter, and also Zhao Batmanglish, he's the screenwriter as well, and they both collaborated on this like amazing just concept of like this woman who um came back, who's missing but came back to her hometown, and she used to be blind but now she's not,
Oh yeah.
and like you just like uncover this whole mystery of like what happened during those 7 years that she was gone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird, and it like combines science fiction with like like mystery, and like it's also like it's almost like a crime thriller as well in a little bit. And like after season 2, they canceled it. Like Netflix just
That's
went like,
sad.
we can't. Like I don't know. Either it wasn't getting like the views. Like I don't know, but they canceled it. But originally it was supposed to be 5 seasons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll get picked up somewhere else. If it's good, somebody else always tries to pick it up later on.
Yeah, like I do hope it gets picked up at some point, but it like got canceled a couple of years ago, so I don't know. Yeah. But I know like they're doing like another show called like Murder at the End of the World or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like Britt Marley's doing great, and I just love her writing as well. I'm still like learning how to like write stories, not just comedy, but like learning how to like write a story for the screen.
I was watching some true crime TV show, and the cops were trying to trying to get saliva out of this guy. So they offered him a cigarette, and he's like, he didn't want to drink anything. He wanted a cigarette because he knew he killed the woman, but they were trying to get DNA out of him. So then they saw him spit somewhere, but they didn't realize that. So once he left. They went and scooped up his spit and got his DNA, and they convicted him and stuff. But it was funny, like, hey, you want a Coke? Like, no, I want a Coke and he knew they were trying to get DNA out of him.
Yeah.
He was all paranoid, like, I don't smoke cigarettes, but they got him anyway and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's, if I was in that situation, I'll just pull, like, I'm a theater kid, can you let me go?
Oh, yeah, the theater.
Like,
were you a real theater kid, though? I mean, did you do high school theater shows?
Yeah, I was, I never really got cast, because I guess I'm a loser. I was a loser back then.
Did you try?
So. But I tried, but like I said, I was too much of a loser, so
they make you work in the background? Or?
No, I worked as the sound guy. Like I just press a button and then there's thunder. Like, oh no, there's thunder, and I just stop. Oh no, thunder's gone.
That's why you like calling. You understand the sound engineering people. Like, I did sound too. We can relate.
It's just like I press a button on iPad. Boop.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but I love like just portraying a character and bringing that person to life. There's something so special about losing yourself and you're just that person. But at the same time, I feel like it is myself. It's just like my interpretation of that character or whoever's interpretation of that character and how they want me to act and bring them to life. But I discovered like really acting through screen by watching movies, and then like I got into like theater like in high school and middle school. But like my love was always like seeing these actors like it on the big screen, like Daniel Day-Lewis. Like I remember my dad taking me to see Lincoln, the biopic by by Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
And I watched, like, even though I didn't understand what they were talking about, I saw like this man emotions just pouring out on camera, and like there was something so special about it, like there was something so like emotional about seeing that person bring these emotions to life.
Yeah, he's supposed to be the best actor. Like, I don't think he's done anything since Lincoln. I think that was his last movie he did.
He was in Phantom Thread, I remember, and like a couple of others. I haven't watched it though. I need to get back on it, but this is the consequences, like the price I pay for being a double major. It's just every night I'm either writing about some world conflict. Like I wrote a huge ass research paper about the conflict between mainland China and Hong Kong, and that's how I actually brought up in my comedy set about stalking my situationship's ex-girlfriend who had a dying grandma. That shit was like totally made up, but I brought up like, what if I asked her if she was pro-China? Like some random thing that like a stalker will ask you. Like imagine like just a deranged killer that would just attack you in a nursing home and be like, are you pro-China? Like something super random, and I just went, put that in, you know.
So do you think that China eventually is gonna try and take out Taiwan? I mean,
Dude, I don't even.
you don't even know.
I'm so stupid. I don't even know.
Yeah, because the Chinese really do believe they own Taiwan or something.
Yeah, yeah. It's by
Yeah.
the what is it uh like one system two country thing that dude, I did a whole research paper on this. I should know this. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I should know more about this, but like after like every single research paper, I just
Because it's
disappear.
become more
All the
common
knowledge
that
just disappear.
the Taiwanese are moving to China. Some of them are going to like before it would be like split, but now it's almost like there's more friendships going on back and forth. Like
Yeah.
the money thing makes people just go around and stuff. But Taiwan is like I don't know. I think we protect Taiwan because we kind of need them.
We need their computer chips.
Yeah, the computer chips and stuff. But why is it that why can't they do those chips anywhere else? Like
Um
why is it so hard? Is it the
it's
materials, the minerals or
it's their knowledge. It's just like they have the people who have the knowledge to create those chips, and it's they have a whole history for it, but like they like exported like engineers and like people who were like more intellects to study how to create those chips,
Mhm.
and they bring them back to Taiwan to create those.
Yeah.
So they have like the knowledge, because like knowledge is like money,
Mhm.
and they have the knowledge to create those chips. Like a lot of them are in Taiwan,
Uh,
so China wants to like take a piece of it, and like that's why like Taiwan is considered like a very valuable um resource, because like we live in like a very globalized world,
yeah.
so like everyone kind of relies on each other, right? Like they create the chips, and like like we create like kind of like the design for that product.
I mean, Taiwan gives it the chips. The Chinese gives us COVID. Like, I mean, which one would you want? Like, the chips or the COVID? Which one? Which one?
I'm assuming that was trying to buy. Like, you know what? We can't even tell the difference. Like, fuck it. I'm an
You
American.
couldn't
now.
even say anything bad about China and COVID for a while. Like, people would
Yeah.
get mad at you. Don't even say that. I'm like, it's obvious COVID came out of China and they made it, right? So it was like, but people were really upset over that. But now everybody agrees that it came out of that lab and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often. So what are your plans? Like, are you gonna spend the whole summer doing stand up or?
Yeah, I'm hoping to just kind of chill here and do stand up. I love how I associate the word chill with stand up. Like that's
Do you go to the punchline on Sundays or?
no, but I should. Like people have said like it's really fun there.
I don't know. I mean, you gotta maybe maybe it's a good way to get started and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like going there. But I haven't gone in years and stuff. But
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah, what do you like do stand up at?
I usually just do it at Cal's every Friday in North Beach,
Mm.
and I do my podcast. I don't get booked that much anymore.
Mm.
I kind of quit for a while. My friend brought me back in. He runs the shows. He runs the shows at Cal's. Do you know North Beach or?
No, like I don't know like that particular. Is it an open mic or?
Oh no, that's not an open mic. It's like a book show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a book show. It happens every Friday and stuff. Yeah, that my friend runs a couple of shows. He runs one in Walnut Creek.
Oh,
That's where I live. I'm in Walnut Creek. I think he runs a Zoom open mic too on Sunday nights.
Oh.
Have you ever done like the Zoom open mics or?
No, no, that
No.
sounds like a very interesting one.
Yeah, I don't like it, but that's because he would put me on mute a lot. You know, like
He's like, no,
Yeah.
Chris, you don't get to say anything right
yeah,
now.
it was weird. Like he said, you should be on my Zoom open mic, right?
Yeah.
And I would be like and then he would like unmute me and ask, tell me something. Like, okay, now it's your turn. Back on mute, and I was like, I'm not trying to be muted, like so I don't do it. But yeah, it's the same thing. But you just sit in your house. It's kind of worse because you're in your house and you gotta watch these people on the computer for a couple of hours. and it gets boring. Like that's the other thing is I wasn't even watching this show. I was like watching football. I wasn't even watching the
No,
show.
that's me like going to class. Like
Ah,
sometimes like I just put like the class, like the Zoom class like on mute and just go. I could do something else right now. Could like clean my apartment.
how big are your classes? How many people you got in there? Like,
Some of them could like range from like 16 people to like I don't know, like 300. Yeah, like a whole
do you like
auditorium.
to hide in class or?
Um, well, like I sometimes don't show up because I don't give a
Yeah.
shit.
Do they take attendance these days? Or how does
The
that
really
work?
big like auditorium ones that they don't. But although some professors do because they're like really anal. But like I try not to be like I don't know. I try to show up the best I can, but I feel like the more I got into acting, the less motivated I was
Uh,
with school, which I don't know if that's like a good or bad thing.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I used to cut class in high school, so
Mm.
d-
Yeah, I
just
used to be super motivated, like, cause I used to like love like learning and like being invested. But then I got into like short films and I got into like like comedy, and then at some point like all of like my interests for like academia just kind of slowly faded
who are
away.
your favorite comedians?
I like like when people ask me that, I sort of blank because I don't really know how to respond. But like my first one that comes to mind is like either like John Marco Scorsese, like Taylor Tomlinson, or like Joan Rivers, or like George Carlin, like one of the old ones. Yeah, and like Richard Pryor.
Uh,
Yeah, I actually like I. That's the thing. Like I'm not really that familiar with comedy as I am with like acting, or like with actors. So when people ask me about like comedy, I was like, I've just started out. Like
uh,
I've never like I didn't go into like comedy because like I've always like loved watching stand up. It was
uh,
not something that.
you weren't
Um,
a comedy geek when you were a
yeah,
kid.
no, I wasn't. Like this is something that's kind of new to me, which is
You were watching
why.
Jay Leno at 10 years old every night. Like, my parents don't know I sneak out of bed just to watch Jay Leno. Well, now you can DVR. It's
Yeah.
not in the old days. You actually had to. If you wanted to watch that show, you had to watch it at that time. You can watch it.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can watch it anytime these days and stuff. Yeah.
But like I think I really got invested with stand up by watching The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, which is why I feel
Oh
like yeah, the
yeah.
comedy and like my love for like movies and TV kind of connect
Hmm.
because like I got exposed to like how like stand up comedy works through that show. Even though it was about a fictional character, I didn't
Uh,
really care. I was like, this is amazing. Like this person, you could just see her in her life and how
mm.
she takes, tragic events, good events in her life and just put it into her writing. And I thought, maybe there's something that I can do there. Because with acting, I'm usually like creating something that other people have written
Mm.
and bringing that to life, which is great. I love that. But I feel like I needed to be a little bit more personable and bring the personal on stage, not really on screen, but like I had to like just kind of bring that out at like somewhere, you
So when
know.
you do stand up, do you like try and make yourself into a character to hit the stage, or is there like, do you think there's a different person that hits the stage from your real life, or?
I think there is, yeah, because like my acting and comedy kind of blend together, like at least for me. So whenever I'm on that stage, I how I describe it is it's my emotions but heightened to 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I'm feeling, or whenever I'm trying to convey like jealousy or like, like this mean petty bitch, I would like kind of like externalize that to like 100%. So it's like not really me. It's like the feelings that I'm feeling, but like taken to such an extreme. Which is why I bring up like serial killers.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
because like I want to convey like those like extremes with my emotions. And like I feel things very deeply as well, which is great for stand up, but not good for your personal life.
I had friends that are really into serial killers. Like, it's kind of surprising how much they know, how into it they are. Like, would you go like on a serial killer tour? Like, would you go to Cincinnati and
Be like, I want
I
she's so hot.
know.
Oh, I actually brought that up. Like I was in an open mic back in the IE, and there was the bartender there. She was hot as fuck.
Yeah.
And I asked her beforehand. I was like, "Hey, can I talk about you? Like, and you're so gorgeous. I just want to bring you up, you know." And I went on that stage. I went, "So, I've never been here before, but the first thing I saw was the bartender's tits. And as a feminist, I should be happy for her.
Yeah.
But in reality, I want to cut off those tits and then sew it to my skin so then I could be hot as well."
Yeah.
And then like the whole crowd lost it
Uh,
because they weren't expecting me to threaten someone's
did they
titties.
laugh or did,
No, they were just like shocked. And
Yeah, they
laughed.
were-
Yeah, they were like, "What the fuck?" Because that was my intro. Like I opened
Yeah.
with that. Like I want to cut off her tits and sew it to my skin.
I think it would work, but you have to keep going with it. Like,
Yeah.
you have to like. Were they big? I mean, what?
No, they were huge.
They were
And like
huge?
I
Were
feel
they
jealousy all the
Were
time.
they real? You probably could have just taken them out. Were they
They
real?
were
you
silicone.
think?
I just like take them out.
Uh,
Yeah.
did you get her number later on, or?
I got her Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then like sometimes I would like look at her Instagram and be like, "Damn, her tits are huge. I wish I had those." But I feel like I won't be able to carry those. with
Did you
my
go
weight.
back to that place? Or?
I would love. I wanted to, but then like finals started kicking in, and I had to go to school, and
Did you
I
feel
just-
embarrassed? But then you felt embarrassed and you want to go back. I'm
Be
talking
like, "Oh my
about
God, I
I'm
love
talking
it."
about cutting off the bartender's tits. Maybe I shouldn't go back.
But like but like they bought it because like then I started like talking about like being a serial killer
Yeah.
and like possessing like a woman's skin and all of that because I got really jealous.
I figured I would get a lot of laughs. If
Yeah.
you were a man, that would be like they would boo you. They would
Yeah.
they would cancel you right
No.
away. Like
No,
cutting
I-
off tits and taking off skin. Like
But like I put it in the frame of like I'm a really jealous bitch.
Yeah.
You know? Like I just get jealous all the time with like really hot women, you know, like I know I should be happy for them, but it's like I can't, you know,
Uh-huh.
you're so hot.
do you have a lot of women friends or?
I feel like now after I've confessed it that I won't get any female friends now.
What about the bartenders here? Have you seen any hot bartenders or?
I mean,
Any-
I don't know. I saw this like really hot bartender like at a bar. I was gonna go. I thought there was an open mic, and there wasn't any. The host wasn't even there, and I assumed there was because of the network group thingy. And I was
bacon,
like,
yeah.
yeah. But like, I did meet a really hot bartender there. Shout out to you, April.
Is that her name, April?
Yeah, like shout out to you, dog.
Was she born in April?
I don't know.
I know a couple people.
I don't even know if I'm supposed to say her name, but she
I
probably
know a
don't know
couple
this.
people named April, but they weren't even born in April. Isn't it a requirement if you're named after a month that you were born in that month?
Like you think women just give birth in April and be like, I'm gonna name you April, bitch.
Yeah, I have a friend
And
named
they just look at their
April,
kids. Yeah.
but she's like, it's my birthday. I'm like, it's only March. What do you mean? What you mean it's your birthday? I mean, it's not even April, damn it. Like, no. Well, my parents want to name me April. I'm like, so what?
Oh my god, they wanted to name you like as April.
No,
like,
not me, but my friend.
Okay.
Actually, my name was I was supposed to be a girl because my mother had the name Carola picked out for me. Carola, but
That's
I have
a
a
beautiful name.
yeah, I have a cousin named Carola. I like the car. She wanted to name me after the car, Toyota Corolla. But yeah, no, I was born Cristian Alejandro Schiabacase Valenzuela.
Yeah, no, we like Asian families, we out here just giving everyone like their most basic white names, just like Jessica Wu or like something like, I don't know, Andrew Chen. It's like the like think of like the whitest name and then you add like a Chinese last name. That is like every single high schooler from like the suburb that I grew up in.
It's true. I mean, that's the way it is these days.
Yeah.
You know. Not me. I was born
And then
in
like
London.
yeah.
I was born in Latin, but I did Americanize my name. I was Christian, but I did Americanize my name to Chris. And I think these days they would make sure I was Christian. Like back in the day, they were cool with me going with Chris, but these days they would probably make sure that I stayed Christian. Like, no, you got to keep your ethnic name.
Yeah, you gotta like know your roots and everything.
But you were born out in America, weren't you?
Yeah.
You were born out here.
Yeah, I say I'm like a Cali girl at heart. So when like guys or just like any like random strangers like, oh, I went to this gas station in the IE, and like I think the cashier there just went, "Are you Chinese or Japanese?"
Yeah.
And then I didn't know what to say, so my response was just California.
Yeah.
Not even I'm Californian, just California. And they were like, "But are you Chinese or Japanese?"
Yeah.
And then I kept on repeating like California.
Like Colin, he's
I'm just like California.
like Colin. He's California Colin. Like what? What do you mean California? Well, I'm Canadian, but right now I'm gonna be calling California. So yeah.
Yeah, and I felt like I think he assumed like I was autistic or something.
I don't know.
Because I
Maybe.
just kept on saying like California.
Are there a little autistic Asian people though? I think there's not many autistic Asian people. Are they trying to hide them? I think Asian people are trying to hide their autistic relatives. Like I don't know.
I mean,
Do you
I
have any
don't know.
cousins who are autistic or?
I don't know of any, but if they do, they won't admit it.
Yeah. Actually, there was a woman who wrote a bunch of books about Asperger.
Oh.
She wrote like 5 books.
Did you call me? I'm sorry.
She wrote 5 books about Asperger's, and she's like you got Asperger's, right?
I don't know.
And I'm like, I've never been diagnosed with Asperger, but she wrote 5 books about it, and she's like, one of
Damn.
the books is about you. I'm like, but I was never diagnosed. But you know, I was in therapy at 7 years old in Spanish. My parents put me in therapy at 7 years old, and I kept wondering why the hell was I in therapy at 7 years old? What the hell did I do that my parents thought you need to be in therapy? Like we were, you know, my dad was going to Stanford, and I was out there, and they actually found a therapist in Spanish on top of that for me and stuff. So that's great that, you know, is that like your opening line when you meet a woman, like a hot woman? Do you tell her that I want to chop off your tits or something? Is that your opening line?
I'm glad that this conversation has really moved on so much since 30 minutes ago when I was here, because, I mean, back then, way back then, 30 minutes ago, you were talking about like pickup lines on how to kill a guy and stuff. Now we're talking about how to pick up a girl.
She was talking about like some bartender.
By the way, you have a new fan, and your new fan's name is Darian Black.
Oh, is Darian? Is he around?
I just showed him your podcast that was happening live. When
Is he around, Darian Black?
I was moving my car and saw Darian Black, and
Yeah.
I go, "Hey, do you know this guy?" And he goes, "Yeah, Papa."
Oh yeah, I used to kick it with Darian for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, we all kind of used to roam in some of the same circles. So
Yeah.
so I can see this conversation's gone far.
Well, no, I'm talking about one of her jokes. She was.
Oh, okay. So this is okay.
That was a joke. She said she went to an open mic and she saw this bartender she really liked and
Female.
she said that she said that she wanted to cut off her tits and put on her skin.
No, and sew it to my skin.
You see,
Oh,
that was her joke.
that's effective.
You're looking at me like I come up with this weird shit.
I always wanted to know what your skin would look like.
Not me.
Stretch over a
Not
lamp.
me.
But
shade.
like I just felt really jealous, and then like my jealousy turns into like psychotic, like almost like I turn into like serial killer mode like half the time.
So yeah, okay. So yeah, if you want to check out anything Alex does, it's psycho.on.camera
Yeah.
on Instagram. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
But like she was okay with it. I brought it up with her like
Oh, that's how you
beforehand.
vet. This is how you vet people to make sure
Yeah.
they're in the same
Yeah,
wavelength
like I was
as you.
like, "Can I talk about you?" And I'm like, she was like, "Yeah, sure." But she wasn't expect me to be like, "Oh my god, she's so hot. I want to cut off her tits and sew it to my skin." And I just like started off my set with
See, I
that.
I
think
feel like we should have a disclaimer. She doesn't really want to cut off her tits or.
No, like disclaimer, like
Yeah.
no, it's just like I don't know, like my inner
Oh,
child.
Yeah, this is what we do. Comedians take one little part of you and
you can cut off my tits. later on if you want.
cut it and shred it. No, I'm not like explode it. No, I'm not like.
You can
just
cut off my tits later on if you
like,
want.
oh gosh.
They're too big. I always thought my titties are just
No,
too
like
big.
my tits are super average. Like I tell it to every guy, like when they get horny, I'm like, dude, it's so average. Like how would you like? It's so
Never
average.
never happens with Chris.
I took
He
a
never
picture-
has to say he's so average. He's well above.
I took a picture of one of my boobs and stuck it on Facebook, and they banned me.
And they-
And I
Is that from like the network thing?
yeah, I told them this is a male titty. You could put male titties on.
I showed him the crease between my
There's-
elbow and stuff.
I'm like,
and they
there's
thought,
hairs
"Oh,
on my
geez."
nipples. There's hairs on my
Is that why they
nipples.
banned you though?
They banned me for. They're like, no, man, you can't be. They banned me. They took down the picture and stuff.
Next time, put pasties.
Yeah, I was like,
on.
they're male
little
titties.
propellers or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facebook is weird, you know.
Yeah,
I didn't
it's so
understand
weird.
that. Like I didn't understand why I had to download Facebook. I didn't know why, but they were like, "Oh, you have to download Facebook for comedy."
To be
Because
on
of the-
Bacon,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and I didn't understand.
And multiple
why.
reasons why. So, do you think it is a necessity of even an open micer?
Well, like for the open mics in the IE, like they just have like an Instagram page and they just post like.
Yeah.
So,
my
so
God.
you think really all you need is an Instagram page? You don't need Facebook.
I mean, I don't know, like
Were you on Facebook?
no.
Not even during high school. You weren't even on Facebook.
I was like, but then I stopped using it because
Oh.
I'm Gen Z, so.
What about Twitter? Did you like?
They blocked you because you're Gen Z.
You're
so
Gen
there's
Z.
a new
They
filter
were like,
that says
sorry.
you're too cool. Leave.
Yeah, you're too cool for me.
Leave.
Too many pictures of women's titties like bleeding and stuff.
jeez.
Like, we can't have this. You know?
And it's just like my face, like my psychotic face, like on camera. Every single like short film that I've been in, like they just know me as that girl that just does this
So
all
you've
the time.
been in front of the camera. Do you want to do more stuff behind the camera, either producing
Yeah.
or writing or whatever?
Yeah, like I right now I'm currently producing the short film that I'm gonna be starring in.
Okay.
We're filming it in the fall. when
And
I
that's
go
the one
back.
you can't tell us what it is because it's a feature.
No, this one is like my own personal.
Oh,
one,
so
yeah.
this is your own independent. Do you have a working title or a title yet?
Yes, but I don't know if I should like mention it out loud before. Like we have to finalize the script,
Okay.
but like we do have a name for it.
Okay.
It's the character's name, and it's about a woman who kind of has a very mysterious past, and you just kind of see her day going on a date with a man, and something
Something.
bad happens.
Uh,
Something very sinister happens.
Okay, so it's a girl's name
Yeah. It's a really cool name. I just feel like I shouldn't say it because like
because
we haven't.
somebody's gonna make another character and make that the title character.
And I'm like, you can't use it. This is my beloved.
So, do you prefer to kill men or women? Like, which ones do you?
No, she's an equal opportunity.
Which
slave.
one do you
Yeah.
like to kill the most? Like,
I'm a feminist, so I like to kill both equally.
I was thinking about the feminist movement because
Yeah.
my mom's generation fought so hard to be like in the workplace with men. And it seems like the next generation, like they just don't want jobs at all. Like, but it was weird that they fought so hard to get there, and the next generation's like, we don't want anything to do with this, Yeah.
Well, I don't really know if like my thing is considered a job. It's just whatever. Like I realize like I just love being insane and like releasing those emotions out.
Well,
in,
that's
like,
what
a
stand-up
world.
comedy is all about. I mean,
Yeah.
you fit right in this world. I mean,
Yeah, I feel so welcome sometimes because I am like quite new at this. Like I didn't I wasn't exposed to comedy like I said at a young age like other comics I recently discovered.
Exposed. You hadn't even been introduced until earlier.
Yeah.
So has anybody tried to book you yet?
Sorry, Chris.
Yeah, like they're trying to right now. Like I saw a manager at this like dispensary show, and I was like,
Oh, which dispensary? Which one was that? Was
what
that Mo
that?
Was it
Green?
Mission Cannabis?
Yeah, that one.
Mission
And
Cannabis,
then
yeah.
See how I read minds.
I met a guy and he was like, dude, I can't believe like I put on my Michael Myers persona because like every single night I'm trying to like reword like, okay, so this night I'm like Leatherface, this night I'm Michael Myers. I might bring up like I don't know, Freddy Krueger at some point.
You have an affinity for the occult.
You
the
know
horror
what pissed?
films.
I thought last Halloween film pissed me off because they killed off that guy, you know, and I was like, how you gonna kill off? What's the name of the Halloween guy? Who was the guy?
Michael Myers.
Michael
Oh yeah,
Myers?
with Michael Myers.
Yeah.
How you gonna kill off Michael Myers? And Michael Myers doesn't speak at all.
I just work here.
Yeah. I was upset. Like, you can't kill off Michael Myers.
Yeah.
That's like ruining your franchise, you know?
It's okay. You got discounted Michael Myers.
Yeah.
from
And they
San
brought back
Francisco.
Jamie Lee Curtis like 40 years later to kill him. I'm like, come on. At least bring somebody new to kill him. The woman wasn't able to kill him in like 10 movies. Now she finally got to him at the end. It was like, oh, whatever. You know, what kind of bullshit is that? You know, I'm like, I don't think he even talks, does he, Michael Myers?
No, he just kind of just stares.
Uh,
Yeah.
He killed his sister. I mean, wasn't it that he killed his sister and stuff?
I just heard he killed dog.
Wait, hold on. Michael Myers, the first person he killed was his mom.
Was it his mom or was it his...
Yeah.
I think it was his sister, wasn't it?
Dude, I'm supposed to be knowing this, but I just put on a persona because I think it's cool.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
so you don't really know anything. You just want to smoke up her ass. Okay,
Yeah, I'm
gotcha.
just like, bitch, I stalked this woman, and then I just like go on and on and on about
Uh.
like these made up stories, and you know, yeah, but
Where else does your writing come from? Because, okay, I left for about 30 minutes there, but here are the things I know about you. You're mysterious. Don't want us to know your last name, where you come from. And a lot of your persona is kind of like, oh, you just have to figure it out. And then part of it sounds like it's a guise. You're really not that horror and gory. You just think it's cool using your own words.
yeah, because like
And
in my head, I'm kind of like, imagine like a teenage girl, like envisioning like what revenge is. That's kind of like how I put on. my
So
persona.
that's why Chris wears an Avenger shirt in his 50s, right? Because he thinks
This
it's
is a
relative.
This is Captain
he'll just-
America,
He'll
damn it.
blend in. Oh, Captain America.
Captain
Isn't
America.
that, is that Marvel? That's Marvel. I'm
Dude,
sorry, it's Marvel.
This
not
t-shirt,
Avengers.
Yeah,
this t-shirt almost got me laid in Vegas, man.
Yeah.
I ran into
By
some...
another guy wearing a Captain American shirt.
No, he was dressed up as Captain America. I swear to God, he was dressed up as Captain America.
It was
man.
really just you in a full-length mirror.
No.
Just be honest
He-
with yourself.
He was
Chris.
dressed up as This is a real story. He was dressed up as Captain America, and I guess they would pay him to take pictures, and then he noticed my Niners cap. He's like, "I'm from San Francisco." I was like, "Me too." And then he's like, "We gotta take a picture," but then I just bailed on him. I'm like, I'm not.
We got to take a picture
But
together.
it was like 110. I'm not trying. But there was a Transformer. Have you been to Vegas or are you 21?
Yeah, I'm 21. I just turned 21. So
Yeah,
I just turned 21.
So yeah, it was 100 degrees outside. I'm walking, I'm wearing this t-shirt. He's like dressed up like Captain America. He's like, yeah, oh, you got to take a picture with me. I was like, okay, and then I thought, what if he charges me?
What I was just gonna say, that's his way of saying, "Hey, I got to charge you $10." That's what it is.
I'm like, but that didn't impress me. The guy,
What city are you from? San Francisco? So am I. You could have said like Walla
He's-
Walla, Washington.
he said he was
What
from
is
the
that so
Presidio.
nice?
He said he was from the Presidio, which I knew he was. Nobody lies about the Presidio. He's like, I'm from the Presidio. And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm in Concord because I don't tell random people from Walnut Creek because they think like I'm rich. So when I first meet them, I'm like, yeah, I'm from Concord. You know, I'm broke. I'm Concord.
Well, people, when you go, I live in a retirement community, should go, what?
Yeah, I live in a
Aren't you a
retirement.
little young? Well, not my sugar mama.
Yeah,
Your sugar mama? Oh, my mom.
that's true. I live in a
Yeah.
condo.
And she is sweet, so.
The sad thing is, I'm 3 years away from officially being allowed to live there. So I'm not that young. You got to be 55. Actually, if you're 45 and you're married to somebody who's over 55, you can live there. But yeah, but it was
That's pretty cool. You'll be able to live there and get a reverse mortgage.
Yeah. No, the mortgages are becoming a problem these days because the insurance companies are pulling out of California, so they're having trouble getting insurance. They're having trouble with the mortgages now.
I thought it was because Tom Selleck was lying to us.
I don't know. Maybe he is lying to us and stuff, but yeah. So the guy was dressed up as Captain America, and I thought, oh, I'm not really that into Captain America. Like I was
I
like,
mean, you're just like, hey, I just love this shirt.
fuck it. It was hot. I thought this is not white, but it's like light blue. So I mean, yeah. So do you like the heat in Riverside?
Yeah, somewhat. I at some point I got used to it. But like when I go back here and I'm like, oh, never mind, it's not Riverside anymore.
No, it's like you're.
I'm
It's
like,
like
oh,
60.
never mind it.
It's 60 degrees different between Riverside and San Francisco. So
Yeah.
it's really weird. Yeah.
So like I bought like a bunch of clothing like tank tops like these and I realized, oh shoot, never mind. I
Yeah.
the wrong outfit.
When I was in Vegas a couple weeks ago, it was like 110 degrees, and it was like, and I felt like, it's not like just going to Vegas. It was fun because you felt like I'm surviving something. I could die in this heat. I could die. I'm not only in Vegas, but I'm surviving. Like this is like
Yeah, you're
some
surviving.
adventure. It's an adventure, but really you just walk out and then you walk into a
And so
casino.
is your like bank account. It's like your bank account's also surviving as well.
My bank account didn't survive and stuff. It didn't survive at
I need your
all.
bank account and no.
I know. Vegas is affordable as long as you don't gamble, but like I don't know. I don't gamble because I don't know. I should gamble, but I don't gamble at all. I'm not good at gamble. I never played card games or
Yeah, no, I've never done that. I do know a friend who like gambles with like esports.
Oh yeah, can you gamble on esports?
Yeah, I think so. Like there's an
Ah.
app or something. I'm not like aware of that, but I know he gambles on esports and he was like, I should get you into it. You'll be like really addicted to it and you'll get good. Like with my skills, I was like, I'm good.
So do you sit down and write jokes every day or
Yeah, like I try to. But a lot of the times, like whenever I'm writing, and I get really personal with a lot of my sets. Like when people ask me like, what type of comic are you? I don't know how to respond. I just say like I'm really vulnerable. Like I have to like take a break sometimes because whenever I talk about these stories, it's my emotions are so heightened. I have to like take a break. And then when I go up on stage, and I'm fine, But like I talk about like heartbreak, like losing myself, my mental health.
tell us all those stories?
Yeah, like I get like really serious, but I put on the persona of like I'm a serial killer, okay? Like I'm just really jealous, but it's like in reality, like I do feel a lot of these emotions.
It's hard to find love when
Yeah.
you kill people. No,
It's like
nobody
oh my
wants to
God.
love you when you kill somebody.
Like it's so hard for a serial killer.
It's hard to find another girlfriend after you kill the last one. Women don't really want to date you after you kill a woman. If you killed a man, that would be different. Like they're like, yes, you killed a man.
No, but
Yes,
a
sure.
lot of the time,
Sisterhood. You killed a woman. Oh, that's not okay. That's just not okay. Maybe you should leave your serial killer jokes to just killing men. I think that would work
Yeah.
better.
but I use that to like hide like what I'm truly feeling a lot of the times when I'm like with men who I feel like don't value me as much or is it if it's like my age or like my personality, then I get like really obsessive over their ex-girlfriends, and I'm like, why is there a difference between, that person and me, like, why can't I?
When you like somebody, do you
Yeah.
like look through Instagram page, seeing their history?
Yeah, no, you see their history, you try to find their mom, you try to find their grandma, you go down and down and down, like, at some
Do
point
they
you're
get
like,
along with their family?
like, oh
You go back 5 years. Like, let me see where you were 5 years ago.
yeah. No, and then like the people that they're associated with
Yeah.
and like their life 5 years ago, and I'm like, why am I here? Like, why am I here?
Ah.
Like, why am I looking at you? Like, I don't understand. But like, I get like really obsessive, and I talk about that with my set. Like, I don't stop with the obsession. Like, I know at some point I do need to stop because it's like a waste of my time.
So what do you think about Colin? Like, describe Colin to us. Like, what were your first impressions of Colin?
I thought he was a nice guy. Yeah.
What
I mean,
about
he
his,
got me here. So.
what about his set? Like, I haven't seen him on stage. Huh? Is he funny?
Yeah.
Like, what does he talk about?
I mean, I was in the bathroom the last time to do my makeup, so
Oh
I didn't
yeah,
really
yeah.
see. Look, I'm a vain bitch, okay? So
But
even if
do you got to do your makeup before you hit the stage? Is that important?
yeah,
to you?
that's very important. Like, I put on high heels, I have on lip gloss, and like I do my thing.
Oh, so you go all out. You got high heels.
Yeah,
Are they like pink high heels or
they're red pumps.
red pumps?
Yeah.
Do you like wear a dress? Do you dress differently when you hit the stage or?
I try to, but recently I've been a lot more casual. But when I first started out, I was like dressed to the fucking nines every single night, and like I realized this is too unnecessary because everyone looks like they just woken up, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
Because they had just woken up.
Yeah, comedy is different from like singing. Like,
yeah, I feel like I have to like dress to the nines, right? Like I'm performing, so I need to look good.
yeah.
And then like every comedian, like, dude, I just woke up. I don't know what
Yeah.
you're on. I just
Some
woke
people
up.
haven't showered in a week. Like, they just don't care. There's like a hippie industry in this town and stuff.
But like I bring in my theater kid energy, so like I show up like an hour before everything starts because I want to be the most prepared and like just sit in that bar and just like stare at a wall or something. Yeah, no, don't do that.
Did you want to be a child actor? Like, did you try and get your parents to take you to
I
acting
did.
classes or ballet classes? Or?
Yeah, I begged my mom for me to pursue like acting, and I really wanted to be in like Nickelodeon or Disney Channel.
Oh, yeah,
growing up.
Nickelodeon.
So after the shit that came out, I was like, dog, I don't know what my life would have been.
I was kind of just shocked over that because
Yeah.
I never really watched Nickelodeon. I was like, Nickelodeon was right, like, those were the years after my childhood. So I was already in college when all that shit was going down. But I'm like, that's just nuts, Nickelodeon is just nuts. Like, that's just
Yeah, and like, have you guys watched Quiet on Set?
Yeah, I watched like the first 4 episodes.
What is that?
It's it was like a documentary that came out about the things that were going on with like these child actors and
Okay.
like, the way they were exploited.
Okay.
And when I talk about acting and really wanting to be an actor growing up, everyone that I've talked to have said like, "Oh, have you watched like Quiet on Set about like child actors?" Like that could have been you, and I was like, "Girl, like don't even talk to me about that, okay? Like I don't want to watch it because it'll ruin like my fantasy of becoming like this amazing like child actor, and I will not get traumatized. Like I just want to live in that like fantasy world sometimes, okay? So." Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I like nothing will ever go wrong and I'll be amazing and like everyone will protect me like if I was a child actor, so I just like to live in that fantasy
I
bubble.
was surprised because Dan Schneider, he was on a TV show I used to watch called Head of the Class when I was in high school. And I was surprised, like, this is the same guy. He was like an actor, and now he's terrorizing kids on Nickelodeon and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
and I think he so badly wanted to get out of Nickelodeon, but he couldn't get out. Like, he couldn't. he couldn't get out of that world, but he wanted so badly to do like a regular TV show or something. But yeah, it was crazy. Like, and a lot of famous people came out of that shows, during those days.
Yeah.
So your parents, were they against you acting? Or?
I don't know. I think like there wasn't like a follow through because I really like they really emphasize my education and you know
Yeah,
be going to school and getting a good steady job, and they just saw it as like kind of like like some silly pursuit. But in my head, I really loved acting. It was something I really wanted to do. Um, so that's why it was hard when I was younger going to these auditions, just for like local theater or like high school plays and things like that. And whenever the response was no, I like unleashed my fury at myself. Like I don't know if you've seen Pearl, that movie.
oh yeah, I
Yeah.
love Pearl. I saw Pearl like 3 times.
Yeah, no, I love it. Okay, see, man, you're the fucking goat, okay? Because, like, the guy I was with, like, he was like, I didn't like it. And I'm like, that's it, we're done.
Pearl was a great movie.
It was great. And that last scene, are we allowed to spoil anything, by the way?
Well, yeah, the movie came
Yeah,
out
yeah, okay.
last year. We're not spoiling it. Like, it's not like it hasn't come out yet. I mean, anybody can watch it.
But-
All right, spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. That ending scene where, well, like, not the ending scene, but, like, there was this, like, high point where Pearl, the character, gets rejected from like this small like show.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
like,
yeah.
It wasn't even that big of a deal, right? Like it was
Yeah.
one of those like small things, like those small gigs. And when they said, "Oh, the answer is no," she loses her shit,
Yeah.
and she was like, "Wait!" I felt that in like a visceral level, like
Yeah.
that reminded me growing up when I get rejected. And
Yeah. Because she
Yeah.
killed she was with her sister-in-law, right? And then she ended up killing her sister-in-law. Did
Yeah.
She killed it, and her husband was off in war.
Yeah,
And
Howard.
yeah, he came back. Yeah. And then she was messing with the movie projector guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy when she like flipped out. She wanted to go on tour. Like she flipped out when she didn't. Yeah. And then years later, yeah, that was a good movie and stuff. I
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
it was great, but it was like really, like I felt that scene like
Yeah.
really deeply.
Yeah, my friend was upset with X. Like, why are they killing porn stars? You get porn star. I don't want anybody getting the idea it's all right to kill a porn star.
I don't think that was the messaging. Yeah,
I
like
don't
what are
know.
you talking about?
People always take that stuff literally. I'm like, I don't. Yeah, I don't think that was the message in either.
You're not supposed to listen to every voice in your head.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you should kill porn stars. Maybe it's not a bad idea. Maybe the porn career will blow up after they're dead anyway and stuff.
Dude, like there are so many people who said like I should start an OnlyFans before, like when I seriously thought about acting like professionally in college. Some people said like, "Yo, you should create an OnlyFans."
Well, I think Paul was going to ask you what your OnlyFans was. He wanted to know. He's like, I'm going to go.
Yeah, I always want to know when it's really Chris that wants to subscribe. And so,
But like people
and he
think,
doesn't want to seem like
Yeah.
a total creeper.
Hey.
And so,
I've known a lot of female comedians who got OnlyFans.
yeah, like
but
Johnny
hold on,
Summer.
but if there was, but if there,
A lot of them won't tell you they got OnlyFans. Like it's all a secret. Like you just kind of run into it. Like, oh damn, isn't that?
but
what
hold
you-
on, if you're a serious actor, you don't want to OnlyFans.
Yeah, I
right?
know.
But the truth is, you don't have to take off your clothes. A lot of people have OnlyFans.
I just take off my shoes and my socks. That's all I ever have to do.
Some people don't even take their clothes off.
$500 a photo.
Yeah.
My
Well,
feet,
you got. You
my
got.
feet are ranked.
Dude, how much does like Johnny Summers charge? Because that's the only person I know that does OnlyFans and is a comedian.
People pay like 10,000 just to see like Paul's rat tail. you
Yeah,
know?
the rat tail
The
going
rat-
through the
Let
two
me see
toes.
that rat tail.
like-
Let me see your rat tail. I don't know.
Love
Is OnlyFans a good business? Like,
Yeah.
You're the rat tail.
but you gotta get people to buy into that and stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and what would you look up? Rat tail?
Rat
I'm sorry,
tail.
wait, I'm still stuck on the OnlyFans
Rat
thing.
tail.
Yeah. No, like,
Anything to monetize. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of stuck.
I thought about putting my stand-up videos on OnlyFans.
on OnlyFans.
And seeing anybody would actually pay for it just to watch, but I'm not even sure. I know comedians who do have their stuff, their OnlyFans. They have comedy videos on OnlyFans. They go like OnlyFans pays comedians to do that these days, you know.
Really?
Because
OnlyFans actually pays some artists.
Well, they sponsor comedy shows, so they do comedy.
I was thinking
shows.
about monetizing certain things with the studio. So I was thinking about
Yeah.
doing like a let's say a writing class,
Yeah.
like a comedy writing class or an improv class or something that can almost be an educational series that someone could subscribe to on in this module of learning is this. And so I was like, oh, and how would you monetize that? And somebody goes, oh, why don't you do Patreon? And I'm like, yeah, kind of. But then somebody said OnlyFans. I go, yeah, that is kind of premium. And I don't think people would go, oh, it has something to do with sex.
Yeah, but it's associated with sex work. So.
The truth, the OnlyFans company wasn't even started for porn. I think.
Yeah,
I
but it
think
just
it was-
started to like. It started off like as like kind of like a subscription. Thing,
Yeah.
right?
Subscription based for artists.
Yeah, but then like a lot of people were like, I don't know, you can monetize your body.
They made
Have
it
you seen-
dirty.
yeah, have you seen my big toe?
They made it dirty. OnlyFans was a
It could make some
clean
money.
Christian company, right?
I'm gonna
And
pimp
then
out
the
my
other
toes.
people.
They banned like any like sex work in the
Yeah.
for a while, and then they
And they-
reversed that.
It's not really work for me.
And they
It's
don't
kind of-
even allow everything on there. There are things that won't let you put in there. You know, I don't know. Not that I know, but I've heard complaints from people like, oh no,
I don't know, but yeah, I've heard
Uh.
complaints, but and from other people, but not me. I mean,
I can't keep track of anything. I've never been in OnlyFans. I thought like this is a great site. You know,
Yeah.
like, I decided I stopped paying for porn. That was my New Year's resolution. Like,
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, no,
year-
that's amazing. That's a great.
You sound upset.
you
Yeah, but-
just reduced. You literally just reduced your carbon footprint.
Exactly, like just.
You sound upset now. I'm sorry. Did I upset you by saying I stopped paying for porn or something like that?
No, I'm happy for you.
Thank
No,
you.
like, that's amazing.
I do it like we used to do back in the 70s. I was foraging for it. I was out there in the woods,
I used
clearing brush,
I
looking
used
for
to look
porn.
for passwords. I would get into porn sites. I would look for passwords. I was into that. Like I wouldn't pay for the porn, but I used to sneak into a lot of passwords. But now it's hard to do it.
Your password is beep.
Yeah, it's hard to do it. Like it used to be so easy to find passwords for different porn companies, but now they shut that down. So I think like
You talking about like literally like coupon codes or something?
not coupon codes, but there were websites that people would like hack into like what porn sites, and they would take all the passwords and stick them on there, so you could just take somebody else's passwords.
Wait,
and-
but couldn't you get it for free though?
That was before. So a lot of things they made you pay for it.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm
And
like
so
I said.
when the internet first started doing any kind of porn, there was multiple reasons. So in the very beginning, the internet was so slow that you couldn't watch porn. You could barely get dirty pictures.
Yeah.
You would get one dirty picture, and it would take 5
Right.
minutes for the screen to fill,
Yeah.
to populate.
I gotta be honest.
And then other times, as things became what they are today, where you can just click on a video and watch a video, it became premium where you had to pay for stuff.
I'm not the one looking at porn in my house. It's my mom's. She got a letter from a porn company asking to stop downloading videos without paying for it.
I think
I
the
was
letter.
I was really ashamed of my mom. Like I told my mom, you gotta stop looking at this porn. But the truth is, the internet's on her name, so it's me. But like, they're not buzzing me; they're buzzing my mom. Actually,
I don't know things like that because I'm Gen Z. So
yeah.
like when people explain shit to me, like I'm like, oh, like you have to, like
I
that
got,
makes sense.
yeah, I got a letter
Dear
from a porn
Miss
company.
Junkyard Rat, does your son have hairy palms? Does your son
No, actually,
is your son blind? Has he gone blind
yeah.
recently?
No, we got a letter from a porn company, and they didn't know who it was, but they're like, yeah, somebody keeps going into the site without paying.
We don't know who it is.
So I asked one of my friends who went to law school. I'm like, what should I do? And she's like, ignore the letter. They don't know who it is. They know your address, but what they want you to do is they want you to contact the law firm and admit to. That way they can get money out of you. Just ignore it. So I told mom, stop looking at porn. Stop downloading porn videos you don't pay for. It's just wrong.
Exactly. Like you could just get someone to draw stuff for you.
Hell yeah.
By the way, people do get paid for that. Like, I know, like people who just like draw shit and just like.
Please contact the law firm of Dewey, Fuck You, and How.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I just asked some comedian who went to law school. I'm like, what should I do?
Oh my god, that could have been me. Oh no, because I planned to go to law school, but I was like, nah.
No, she went to law school. I think she graduated, but she never even bothered to take the bar and stuff.
I just went like, mother, I want to be a stand-up comedian. I don't want to be a lawyer.
What will your parents say? Because in the graduation, they're gonna realize, like you gotta. Do they know you got a double major? Or?
Some of them do. But none of it has ever, like, been told. Like, it has never been told to my mom. I don't think. I hope all of my family members are keeping this a secret. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe
we'll find out after today's podcast when we check in with Alex.
I can't keep any secrets from my mom. I'm surprised you're able to. My mom does not like secrets.
He's got porn company sending his mom.
I don't know, but my mom does. My mom never liked secrets. Even before the internet, she did not like secrets.
Yeah.
My mom, I don't know,
but she's into porn.
Apparently so.
I guess so. The porn companies, I used to download a lot of shit, and my mom's like, don't download anything else. We're getting letters from Comcast or Xfinity,
Yeah.
Saying don't. So I stopped downloading anything, but yeah, it's like, yeah, it's crazy. So what do you miss about Francisco? Is there anything that you look forward to coming back here for? Or?
Yeah. I hopefully want to be in like a couple of shows potentially. But like right now, I just want to focus on like getting better with comedy, and then in the fall when I go back to school, I'm gonna be filming my short film that I'm also a producer in.
So do you smoke weed, or are you like a pothead, or?
Yeah, I do. Occasionally.
What do you think about our dispensary, the weed lounges we got out here?
Yeah, no, it was great. I've never performed in one before.
Yeah?
So I was like, I didn't know like what the vibe was, and it was so welcoming. There was like a couple of people there, but like all of them were very responsive, and because it was a lounge, I was able to like walk up to them, which I couldn't really do on stage. So I couldn't talk to them like, like I'm your loser friend.
That is a nice lounge area.
Yeah.
But they want you to spend like $25 just to smoke in there. Like.
No, I just showed up. I didn't really. Yeah, I just.
No. He's saying if you were to show up there and you weren't a comedian, they would want you to spend so much money to go in that room.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I just walked in.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, but you're okay because you're supposed to. You're a performer.
Yeah.
You're a performer. No, but that lounge area. If you want to use a lounge area, you got to spend like $25, which is not a lot. I mean, eighth is like $15, but yeah, there's a lot. There's a couple of dispensaries that have comedy shows.
Mm.
So, what's your favorite open mic right now? Is there one you like more than any other?
No, I like them all equally, but I do love the dispensary one.
What about Danny Dutchy? Do you know Danny Dutchy? You never met Danny Dutchy? He runs an open mic on Wednesdays. He like he likes to play with his headphones.
Is that at Maze?
That's
Yeah, I've never been there.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
only been to Mars.
I don't think there's an open mic. There's no mic there. It's an open mic, but they didn't have a mic when I did it.
You
But
could just like belt out like a theater kid, you know, because like
Yeah.
I speak from the diaphragm, so like that's a good thing about like me having a background in theater. That if the mic stops working, then I could just use this.
Yeah, it's a problem for me because my voice isn't that loud. Like,
Yeah.
it's not. I took an improv class in a theater one time, and the teacher kept yelling at me, saying, "You got to be louder."
Yeah, you have to project through your diaphragm, like the kind of like the lower parts of your head.
Oh yeah. So
Okay.
what plugs you got? Tell us your plugs.
It's my Instagram is alex.on.camera, although that's not really accurate because I do stand up, but that's a whole thing. My short film that you could see, the one that I starred in, my first starring role is on Instagram. So it's linked in my bio.
Yeah, we were watching that YouTube video.
Yeah, it's my first ever starring role in anything.
I was watching it and Paul was like, "What the hell is that?" I was like, I don't
Because
know.
I think you were watching something else in the scene. Were you watching a video? What was happening? Like you were sitting there watching something, I think, and it was whatever was happening on the other screen.
Yeah.
Weren't you watching a computer screen or a TV screen?
Yes.
Not you, her
Oh.
in the video.
Yeah.
And then whatever sound was going on there, I'm like, what's going on over there? I didn't know if he was watching porn. I was like, you better not be watching porn.
You know, like people have assumed that because I scream a lot in like some stuff I do, they're like, "You doing porn?" And I'm like, no,
But
no.
so the clip that he saw on your IG, do you know what I'm talking about? I believe you were sitting in a room watching
Yeah,
something.
that's my first ever starring role in any short film.
Okay, but that is it's you watching something on a screen, and that's what I was like, what the hell are you doing over there?
It's like we kind of wanted the audience interpretation. It's either she's just imagining something, or it's the voices in her head.
Got you.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like more
So
psychological.
That's kind of your focus group. You're
Yeah.
trying to figure out where the audience's head's at, where they're thinking,
Yeah.
before you actually keep writing and keep filming.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but I like to make things ambiguous.
Mhm.
Like a lot. In a lot of my writing, I like to keep things kind of ambiguous.
It seems like you're full of mystery, Miss Alice.
Like, did I kill someone or did I not? I don't know.
Well, even if you wrote a book, it wouldn't be like
Mm-hmm.
it would definitely be mystery or
Yeah.
something like that.
No, there's any like boobs sitting in the bathroom floor bleeding. I'll be like, oh,
Be like,
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I have like security around when she's around from now on.
I'm gonna be at Cal's every Friday in North Beach. The door guy got COVID, so that's always good. That's always good when the door guy.
I usually just give the door guy chlamydia, and so but he's got COVID. Okay.
He's got COVID. I don't know. The trouble is, I don't have any COVID tests anymore. Like, they don't give out free COVID tests anymore. So, if you expect me to test myself for COVID, you better send me a test. Because I don't know why the government won't give us more free tests. Like, why did they cut us off?
I don't know. I think it's because they started to see the COVID die down. But I know like some people who are still getting COVID. And I was like, hey yo,
Yeah.
insane.
I know a couple people that just had COVID.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I could have carried COVID to somebody, but it's not my fault,
Yeah.
My thing is like, if I can taste, if I can smell, I don't have COVID, right? It was easier back in the day where, if you could smell it or taste it, you knew you didn't have it. But I don't think that's true anymore. But
I don't know, but I don't know. I got COVID and I was like, this is whatever.
I got COVID, but it didn't.
I was doing like I was trying to do backflips while I was on COVID.
I was having a good time because like finally I could watch TV alone. I didn't have anybody disturbing me. And like,
Yeah.
it was like a vacation. Like, in fact, I thought about doing it again one day. Like, I got COVID. Leave me alone. Damn it.
That's like your excuse to just like socially distance.
So you got Kells on Friday.
I got Kells on Friday. I got my podcast.
Every Monday from 1 to 3.
From 1 to 3.
And what else you got going? You have viewership at least on 2 platforms.
2 platforms. I don't know. Why aren't we doing something for Gay Pride as a station?
We should be. So we should be here. I'll put the camera on me so I can feel like I'm. So we should be doing something for Gay Pride. Our building usually does walks in the parade. They're not doing it this year. We usually do a Giants game. We're not doing the Giants game. So if you guys want to come down here and create, we'd love to have you. Come down here.
Inflation.
Even on a day that you're not.
Inflation.
Well, you have makeup time. So I give people makeup time. If they miss a show and I happen to be here and they want to record something, they can.
Are you saying I need to put on makeup from now on?
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
I don't know what you
Little
think.
rouge.
Should I put on some kind of makeup?
You're a little.
I bought some from Walgreens, like I said, for this podcast because
Yeah.
I forgot to bring some, and I was like, oh fuck.
So yeah, so we want people down here, including people like Alex. We would love to have Alex on camera again.
Oh my god, I'm so nervous. I was looking at the camera the whole time, like, yo, are my boobs flashing? Just like my boobs were just hitting the camera like a match.
Oh, yeah, that would be good. Maybe we would get more hits that way.
Yeah, no, like this one, like they would just be staring at my tits all the time.
So, and you don't know what you're doing next week.
No.
So I guess what I'm going to tell you guys, because we have less than a minute, definitely don't go away. Stay on Edge Studios online, wherever your podcast can be seen. We have, what is it, Ghetto Poet on next.
Oh
We
yeah,
have a
the
lot
Ghetto
of
Poet.
Ghetto Poet. Bella Martrice is going to be here.
How's the Ghetto Poet doing?
And she's doing awesome. So you guys check that out. And also go like and subscribe to this podcast.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right, Junkyard Brat. You can get it on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Africa TV,
Africa.
and wherever people steal podcasts and re-upload them for you.
That's right.
So, thank you for
Thank
being
you.
here, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much for having
Thank
me.
you
I've
for
never
being on.
All
been
right,
here before, so.
and we'll see you guys next week here on